Thank you for the beautiful music, and let it also be our desire to live for Him. Amen. That was a very beautiful music, and it really touched my soul. You see, the good thing about music, when you look at me, you can look at me with smiles, but deep down, you know that things are not well. It's only you who knows that things inside, deep down, it's not what? It's not well. We can hug each other, we can shake each other's hands, we can sing together, we can eat together at lunch, but inside, you know that things are not what? Are not well. So, I just want to thank God because today we are here to encourage one another and to strengthen one another in Lord. Amen. Amen. I believe when you are preaching, we say that preaching is the time that we celebrate the Lord. Amen. So if the preacher is preaching, if you cannot say amen, at least say mm-hmm. At least say something, because when you preach, you are not preaching only to yourself. You are also preaching to the people that are looking at you. So by so doing, we will be all of us celebrating Christ together. So this time is not only for me, but it's for us. So just do me a favor, or just saying amen. Or if amen is heavy for you. A story was told that a pastor, one of the days, he was just walking down the street. As he was walking down the street, he saw little boys. They were playing the game that they were playing. But as they were playing, the small puppy, a dog, let me saw the popular dog here in Cape Town is a pit bull. Okay? So the puppy, a pit bull, that's they were playing with. So the pastor was much eager to know what are these boys doing with this little puppy along the road. So the boy said to the pastor, "Pastor, we are playing a game. You can also be part of the game if you wish." Then the pastor had this eagerness to know what game is it all about. Then the eldest boy said, "Pastor, here are the instructions of the game. Whoever will tell the greatest lie will have the puppy as a wife." Then the pastor said, "How can you say things like that? You know that the Bible says we are not supposed to lie." But anyway, I have never lied in my life. Then the boy said, "No, give the puppy to the pastor." Sometimes, as the children of God, we need to humble ourselves. We need to humble ourselves because the pastor ended up being the winner of the what? The puppy. Because he was the one who said the greatest what? The greatest lie. May God bless us today. It is well. It is well with my soul. With my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. I believe today is the music day. And this is the music day. In their parts, you can hear that is soprano, that is alto, that is tenor, that is bass, that is what, that is singing. It is well. It is well with my soul. With my soul. It is well. It is well. With my soul. Kusheke. Kusheke. Moya wa. Moya wa. Kusheke. Kusheke. Moya wa. Anyone from Malawi here? Amen. Is there anyone from Malawi? Yes. Moyo. Moyo. Bibles from 2 Kings chapter 4. And we are going to read from verse 8 as we are going down. So in verse 8, you find out that the Bible says, now it happened one day that Elisha went to Shunem, where there was a notable woman, and she persuaded him to eat some food. So it was as often as he passed by, he would turn in there to eat some food. Now the Bible is saying about a Shunammite woman. It doesn't give us the name of this woman. So here it seems as if the location is more important than the name. So it just tells us there was the woman. And this woman was a Shunammite woman, which means she was coming from a city called Shunem. Now, this woman, time to time, she could see a man of God who was called Elisha, walking up and down, doing God's business. So she pleaded with him to say, as you do your business day after day, you should come through my house and have some food. How many of us invite strangers to eat in our homes? How many of us are comfortable to take somebody whom you doesn't know and plead with him or her to come and eat in your house? That is what we call Christianity. So she pleaded with Elisha to come and eat in the house. Now she did not only stop there. She even went to speak to the husband. Then she said, my husband, I see this notable man of God walking up and down every day. Sometimes the weather is bad. Sometimes it is hot. Why can't we make a room for him so that whenever he's tired, he goes up there and he rests? And the husband did not disagree. He agreed, and they made an upper room. An upper room, it tells us really that this woman was not just an ordinary woman. She was a notable woman, which means that she was a woman of affluence. Money was there. Because most of us, we fail even to build the upper rooms. But she managed to build the upper room only for the men of what? For the men of God. How many husbands who are in here who are so eager to allow other men to come and dwell into their homes? How many? Few of us can do that because of insecurity. But this man allowed the process to bring the man of God, not only to bring him in the house, but only to build him an upper room. Not only an upper room, inside there they put also a bed. Not only a bed, they put also a table. Not only the table, they also put a chair. So that when the man of God wants to study, he can study the word of what? Of God. How many of us can do that? Now, the man of God was speaking to his servant called Gehaz. He said, because of the good things that woman has done for us, what can we do for her? We were just discussing in the upper room. Then Gehaz said, every time we come here, eat and drink. But I've never seen a child crawling outside, or I've never seen a child making what? Noise. So I think it's the high time we need to help this woman to have a what? A child. Because, listen to what the servant said. He said that because the husband is what? Is old. Now Elisha said, go and call her. They called the woman. When they called the woman, he asked the question, for the things, good things you have done for us, what can we do for you? Then the woman said, there is nothing you can do for me, because I have got everything. And I am also well connected. Do we have connected people in the church of God? There are some people who can die alone. They don't have friends to tell their problems. They don't have anybody to give their problems. They dwell in there like they are living in their own island. But this woman, she said, there's nothing you can do for me because I am connected. I have got my own relatives who can help me if I need anything. Then Elisha said, about this time next year, you are going to have a son. You managed to connect us into the upper room, but now we are connecting you to the Lord. That connecting is possible. Even if your husband is old, you are still going to have a son next year about this time. We are worshiping a God of possibilities. There are some people here inside here, they've run out of ideas. Things are not even well as I've said just before. Things are not well. We pretend with the smiles, we pretend with the makeup, we pretend with the suits, we pretend with everything, the dressing that we have, but deep down inside, things are not well. So it happened in Samaria. Then she had a son by the time that Elisha told him. Now it happened that as the child grew, if you read the whole story, the child grew up. As he grew up, he was in the field there with his father. Then he started crying, my head, my head, my head, my head, my head. Then the father instructed the servant to take the boy to what? To the mother. Do we have responsible fathers here? We have responsible fathers here. The child is crying that he is sick, but you send somebody, a servant, to say, pick up the child, take the boy, and take the boy to what? To the mother, without knowing what is really bothering your child. We need responsible fathers this morning. Fathers who can stand up for their families. Fathers who can make a change in their what? In their families. Now the boy was taken to the mother. Then the mother took the child and put it on her knees. Then she tried to feed and give her whatever she was doing with her until the child died. When the child was dead, what she did, she only remembered about the upper room. She took the child and took him up to the what? To the upper room and laid him there and closed the door. How many women do we have faith that whenever they reach such a strategy, they know that there is the Lord that is about? If it was you, maybe we're going to cry that the whole community could hear that there's something that has happened there. But this woman did not do that. She put the baby inside, closed the door. Then she rushed to the husband. When she rushed to the husband, she said, my husband, I need transport. Then the husband said, what do you need transport for? I need the transport because I need to go and meet the man of God. Then the husband said, how come you need to meet the man of God today? It's not the Sabbath. It's not even the day, another day of worshiping. Why do you need to go and see the man of God? But the woman said, I need transport. Just give me the transport. I need to go and meet the man of God. And she was given the donkey. And they settled. And he instructed the boys that she was traveling with, please do not stop until I tell you to what? To stop. So as they was journeying to see the man of God, by that time they were reaching the Mount Carmel. The Bible said, and Elisha saw them from a distance. And he sent his servant Gehaz to go and meet that woman. Go and ask her if everything is well. Is it well with your child? Or is it well with the husband? Then the servant of God went and he met the woman. Then he asked the question, ma'am, is everything well with you? Is everything well with your child? Is everything well with your husband? Then the woman said, it is well. Do not tell the people your problems, especially if you know that they are not going to help you. Don't let anyone know your problem if you are optimistic that this person is not going to help me. So this woman just simply said, everything is what is well. Take me to the man of God. Then she was taken to the man of God. When he was taken to the man of God, then Elisha asked the same question, is everything well? Then the woman cried and said, I did not ask for the son. You promised me the son. I told you I had everything. But you promised that you are giving me a child. Why did you give me the blessing? That will make me cry. Why did you bless me with something that you know is not going to give me peace? Why did you decide to bless me with something that you really know that you are going to take it away? I did not ask for a son. You gave me the son. Now the son that you've given me is dead. How do we feel the church of God? That when the blessings that God has given us, then they turn into misery. How do you feel if the blessings that God has given you turn to give you no peace? How do you feel? How do you feel? The car that you have been praying for, and God has given that one, but at the end of the day, you lose your leg because of that car. How do you feel when the breakthrough that God has given you breaks? How do you feel? How do you feel when your breakthrough breaks? Your only son that God has given you turning into an addict, moving away from the house to stay in the street. How do you feel? The only husband that you have been praying for, sleepless nights praying for a noble man, if God has taken that man, how do you feel? The man that married you, when he wakes in the morning slapping you to the face, how do you feel? When the blessings and all the breakthroughs that God has given us turn to breaking. When happiness is turning to sorrow, how do you feel? So the woman said, your child is dead. Now Gehaz sent his servant with the staff. You know the staff is a walking stick, eh? Go ahead and put this staff next to the child. When the servant went, the woman says to the man of God, to the prophet, even if your servant is gone, I'm not going to leave you behind. I will go with you. This life that we are, it needs people who are serious. Whenever you've got your problem, you need to kneel down until it happens. Amen. This life that we are having now, it doesn't need people who are so weak on the faith, people who can easily give up. It needs people who struggle and struggle until they make it. Amen. So the woman said, I'm not going to leave you. Let the servant go. But me and you together. So they went together. The servant, it happens, he put the staff next to the child, but nothing happened to the child. Then he brought back the report to say, the staff did not what? Work. It might happen that we work together. You collect the tithes and offerings in the church of God. You stand here in the pulpit and preach, and you're given the prayer, the first prayer or the last prayer. Or maybe you sing beautifully in the church, but without the Spirit of God. This man was walking with the prophet day in, day out, but he did not acquire the spirit of healing that he was supposed to gain or get from his prophet. So it might happen that you walk as a Christian, but you just come in here and go out there empty-handed. So Gehaz came back and said, prophet, this thing that you gave me did not work. Then the prophet said, let me go myself. Then he went up himself. When he went up himself, this is what happened. The Bible said, if you read the whole story, the prophet laid on top of the child. When he laid on the top of the child, he put mouth to mouth, ear to ear, leg to what? To leg, body contact to body contact, hand to what? To hand. And the Bible said, when he has done that, the body of the boy began to get warm. Do we have people in here? When they reach where there is a problem, they make a difference. Do you make a difference when people call you? If there is a problem, maybe at the workplace, when they call you, there's an incident here, there's a problem. Are you going to be able to sort out the problem, or are you going to be part of the problem? We need people. Whenever they are needed, when the help is needed, they help. And they leave an impact. Not only the impact, they must leave the impact with the fire. It must be known that an Adventist was here. A man of God was here. The woman of faith was here. It must be known by what he will do. So he said the boy's body began to go. Then the boy sneezed 7 times. He sneezed 7 times. We worship the God that operates that way. Naaman was instructed to go and wash his body 7 times. And he was healed. And the boy sneezed 7 times. And he rose up. The same God is the same God that saves and tells us that for 6 days you shall labor. But on the 7th day is the day that you should rest. Is it not the same God? Those 3 Hebrew boys, the fire was set 7 times. Is it not the same God that we are talking about? Who operates in that way? Hand to hand, mouth to mouth. The laws of the dead people, if you read the Bible, people were not allowed to touch the dead body. It's only these days as the people they do the embalming and what and doing the makeup to a dead person. It's only this life that we are living. But according to the laws of the dead people in the Bible, a person was not allowed to touch the dead body. So in other words, Elisha, when he was putting hand to hand, mouth to mouth to the boy, he's trying to tell the boy that I can die and you can live. Doesn't that take you somewhere? That there was somebody on the cross who was hanged in there, nailed there and nailed there, for you to be what you are today. Somebody who said, I am dying so that you can what? You can live. And by the way, I don't give topics to my sermons because I'll touch several things. So you can give any topic that you want, that you are comfortable with. I am dying so that you can what? You can live. That was symbolic, what Elisha was trying to tell the people. There is a man who died on the cross. And that man, he died for you and me. For us to be what we are. To enjoy the life that we are enjoying. It's not our choice. It's not our money. It's not our educated children. It's because of his grace. And by his stripes, we were what? We were healed. That same man who was hanged on the cross, he was hanged there for a reason. We were supposed to be dead. We were supposed to be persecuted. But all it was, that was done on behalf of us. With God, it is well. When you trust and obey unto the Lord, you need to understand that it is well. There is no one who has gone to Jesus Christ and did not make it. No one has ever accepted Christ and put to shame. Never. Your father can disappoint you. Your wife can disappoint you. Your children can disappoint you. But there is this man that will never disappoint you. That name is Jesus Christ. Amen. So when this woman, now she started to remember, in my own thinking, she started to remember the purpose of the upper room. It was an encouragement, like for us children of God, for us Christians, that whenever we are doing anything in our homes, we need to give enough room or enough time that we spend with the Lord. Let us not be just families that just go to bed, goodbye, good night, mama, good night, daddy. No prayer, nothing, no what. Who knows tomorrow you're not going to wake up? Fix up your issues before you go to bed. Because some people, they're just going to bed. When they go to bed, they go forever. You might not make it tomorrow. I might not make it tomorrow. But before you go to sleep, make a room. You might not be able to make an upper room, but at least have the space. That you see, this space is for me and my children. Whenever we are going to sleep, we go there, we kneel down there and thank the Lord for the day. had enough time with your family. Let's encourage our children unto the Lord. And Elisha helped the boy, and the boy woke up. As she arose, it was a big sermon. What a mighty God we serve. Burdens are lifted on Calvary. Nothing else. I have said it, and I will say it again. Your money cannot save you. There's a lot of people with billions, but they are failing to make it. They are dying living their monies alone, untouched. The government right now, sometimes they are busy auctioning the houses that nobody owns. Because the person who owns those houses, they are no more. How do you know if you are going to make it tomorrow? You need to fix up your relationship with God. Take time to fix up your relationship with God. No matter how heavy it is, no matter how much troubles you have, burdens are lifted out. There is a man that died on the cross. He exchanged his life for our freedom. And let us not take it for granted. Do not take Christ for granted. Do not take God for granted. The process was done to purify your life. May God bless the reading of His word. Amen. And we all stand as we are going to pray.